But I don't understand, Luna. They were brought here by a spell or something. Piccolo started to... Sorry, I can't remember their name. It's being in a bit of a pickle, the name stuck. But they have had a few little memories come back. They were talking about the planes of existence, how the beings there tried to trap a goddess to bring the walls down and to take control. But it backfired somehow. I don't really understand it all, but it's not their fault they're here. They just got dragged into the trap along with the goddess by accident, from what I can tell.
Nothing is by accident, Misty. Even if it seems that way, there is always a much bigger picture to even the tiniest of details, the tiniest of choices made.
How do you mean? I'm pretty sure this isn't something the Pickle asked for. They're calming down now, but they were terrified to begin with.
Did you bring one of their possessions with you?
They don't have anything except for this ring they were wearing. Will this help?
Yes, thank you. Give me a minute. I need to focus on the energy it holds. You can do this too, you know. Everyone can. You just have to find the right frequency around you. Oh, a very strange energy. They'd not long been awake. The atmosphere there, it's similar to ours, but heavier. I'm just seeing a vast image. They're in a surround, a bowl in hand, standing, just about to eat. A strong wave of energy, a not good feeling. They didn't understand what they were feeling other than it didn't feel good. A feeling of panic, a device, pressing symbols, a voice coming through it. Pickle is telling them they're not going in today because they don't feel good. And then again, such a strong energy, it frightened them, like a swirling, all-encompassing, swirling stars, dark, orange embers in the air.
What? What is it?
A goddess, an actual goddess, and humans. The humans, all of them, are dazed and frightened. A woman with white eyes, the worst energy I've ever felt. But it wasn't the woman with white eyes that brought the humans. It was the goddess. She knew this was going to happen. All of it. And the humans are here for a reason. Just as I thought. Pickle didn't leave their home that day. They knew not to. Even if they didn't know why. I don't know what the reason is. But it's completely intentional. It is not an accident. Whatever the reason. That was intense. The poor thing must be so confused. All of the humans. But this was no accident. They're safe. She knew what she was doing. The goddess. I trust that. Her energy is solid, steady. She knows what she's doing. And yes, it was for the right reasons.
Thanks, Luna. That's quite a perspective for anyone to wrap their head around. I hope it will help them a little to settle a bit.
Your friend is awake.
Huh? Oh, Pickle, you're up. I have something to tell you. Luna was able to... Oh, You heard it all? A lot to digest, huh? Was she right? Do you remember? Wow. So this was no accident at all. Seems you were chosen to be here for some reason. What do you think the reason could be? I don't know either. I hope that there's some sort of comfort in that. Not right now. That's understandable, I guess. Here, hold this bowl. Now this you're going to love, I hope. Oat stew with Shakespeare's. We can take it down to the lake and have breakfast there. It's a really beautiful spot. I go there a lot, on my own usually, just to sit and think. It helps. It's just along this path here. It's pretty big, but really calm and pretty. I like to just listen to the trees, and there are some beautifully huge roots. Sit on one of those and it'll really help recharge your energy levels. It helps you to connect to everything really, inside and out. Do you have any favourite places at home? Oh. Do you miss it? Oh, my twiggy hat. I'm sorry, that was a really silly question. It is what it is. That's very accepting of you, I have to say. Especially with all you've been through already. Me? My life hasn't been turned upside down at all. What makes you say that? Sharing a bed? Oh, come on, that thing takes up the whole place. I barely even notice you're there. And I feel very lucky that our paths have crossed. I mean, if you really want to see things from my perspective, I'm happy to share it. This stew is so good. See? The lake of tranquility. Let's sit down for a bit. Huh? Porridge? You have this at home? Huh. What about the berries? Do you have those too? Blueberries? What? The Shakespeare's? See? I find this fascinating. There's so much so similar. You come from Earth, which, who only knows how far away that is? Yet here we are. I'll still bet that our porridge is better than yours, though. Just because. So you want my thoughts, huh? Okay. Well, the general view here is that everything happens for a reason and when the time is right. Oddly enough, that's one of the reasons why people here only seem to answer questions in such a cryptic way. Being told something is one thing, but the experience of it is far more important and holds far more answers. So the ones who have been around longer, like Luna and Fawn, like to encourage your own thought rather than instructing. Unless the time is right for that, of course. And they're right. For example, I've been hearing the trees for ages. Everyone does. We all hear the rustle of the leaves in the breeze. We can sometimes hear the creaking sounds of branches, if they're heavy enough to make a sound when they move. But you see this pendant I'm wearing? I found this green stone a little while ago. Quite random. The sun just made it glint. Yet I've been there so many times I've never noticed it before. No one's seen one before, apparently. You have? Oh, I've just been calling it green stone, even though it's not like a stone, really. It's kind of like glass, but not like glass at all. It's foggy looking and has little bubbles in it, but they're not like normal bubbles. They're like a cylinder shape, long, perfectly straight. You have seen it? What do you call it where you're from? You can't remember. Okay. That's okay, it'll come back. Anyway, since finding it, the strangest things started to happen. Good and bad. But all the bad things all lead to even better things. And everything started to change then, way before you arrived. I thought I was imagining it at first, but too much has happened to show me otherwise. Like the dwelling I have, I've had one for years. We were all out one day, and even though the fire was put out before we left, it was lit when we got back, and an ember must have blown or something, and mine caught fire. There was barely anything left by the time we got back, and my twiggy hat, I was devastated. Nothing had ever happened like that before. The fire was always out if we were, and only mine was affected. But the only thing of mine that survived that fire was this stone and the little wooden pot I'd put it in. I mean, how does that happen? It was the only thing without even a mark on it. I clutched to it. It was the only thing I had left, and I could feel it was pulsing and felt warm. Really suddenly, but I could feel it. And I just knew everything was going to be okay. And so they all helped to build a new one quickly, and I made this stone into a necklace so I can keep it on me at all times. And that just felt right after that. The dwelling is much bigger than the last one, bed included, and it's been so lovely. Well, around the same time, the trees, it felt like they were talking to me. I was making little words and sounds out, even though they didn't make sense to me at all. Twirls was one of those words, but it wasn't until the day that you appeared and the walls had come down, I heard them even clearer than ever. They were telling me to follow a new path that I couldn't even see, and they suddenly moved, just a little. The branches on one side lifted so they were above my head height and showed a little path that should have just led to the wall, if anything. Instead, the wall had gone, and you were there, in its place, like magic. Not a moment I'm going to forget either. I've never seen them do that before. I've never seen the wall disappear before, and I've never seen a human before. It's definitely a moment I'm not going to forget. Well, the rest you know, including how my dwelling had only been made about, 10, 12 suns ago. It was ready to give you a place to rest, to sleep, and to feel safe again. It was also timely. I had no fear, and I loved that I was able to do that for you. Everything about it felt right. It's the little things like that that may seem like coincidence to some, but there have been way too many little things that are adding up into a solid pattern of events. Wild, eh, Pickle? So, don't worry about me. And you will have a place to stay of your own soon, too. And I've heard the Twills have already started giving surrounds to the humans they found there. Seems that's why they were chasing you in the first place. To help. I'm not sure what's been planned in Fogbow Forest yet, other than allowing you to stay for as long as you need or want to. So there's no rush at all. Just take your time, day by day. See how you feel. See what happens. Remember though, you are here for a reason. Even if we don't quite know what that reason is yet. Maybe it was to help with bringing the walls down themselves. Maybe there's more than that, and another reason that is to come. Maybe your being here was to confirm a few things to me about how life works. Maybe our meeting was for more than that too. Maybe it was for none of the above and for something else completely. Time will tell, I guess. How are you feeling right now? Can you feel the energy? The connection being drawn from the tree root that you're sitting on? A little? A little is good. Why don't you just sit here for a little while? Enjoy the peace, the view. Have a little tranquil, alone time to gather your thoughts while I take these bowls back. Perhaps I can bring something for lunch too and make a day of it. Just getting to know each other a little more and, this area. Would you like that? Wonderful. I would like that very much so. I'll be back in a little while, Pickle.